Motive 6th. The angels help us in temporal things. After having spoken in a general way of the benefits accruing to us from the angels, let us descend to particulars, that the hearts of men may be inexcusable, and be obliged to love these amiable spirits. If favors be to love, what wood is to fire? With what order should we not burn for the holy angels, overwhelmed as we are with their kindnesses and benefactions, even in temporal things? They provide for our education. They were these glorious spirits, who trained up the little Baptist in the desert, after the death of his holy mother, which took place 40 days after she had fled with him from the persecution of Herod. They provide for our bodily nourishment, as in the case of the holy martyrs Firminian and Rusticus, and the prophets Elias and Daniel. They procure for us honors. A great number of angels attended at the death of Saint Agatha, and composed her epitaph. They recreate our senses. For 6 months preceding the death of Saint Nicholas of Tolentine, they played for him on musical instruments. And during the 3 days that intervened between the death of the Holy Virgin and her assumption into heaven, they made most melodious concerts near her sacred remains, for the consolation of those who approached them. They accompany us in our journeys, as is evident from the case of Tobias. They visit and console us, as the lives of the fathers of the desert, and those of Saint Lidwine and Saint Francis testify, as well as the acts of the martyrs. And think not, says Abbé Rupert, that they never visited these servants of God, but when they visibly appeared, they have often been invisibly present, supporting them in their trials, consoling them in their sorrows, and assuaging their torments. If they procure us benefits, they also deliver us from evils. They freed Saint Peter from his chains, delivered Daniel from the lions, and Isaac from the sacrificing knife. In the book of Maccabees, we have prodigious examples of the zeal with which they espouse the cause of man, often openly combating for him against his enemies. In fine, there is no want, natural, moral, or physical, in which the holy angels do not assist us. If divine providence has given us saints to be our deliverers from certain evils, as Saint Sebastian and Saint Roch from pestilence, Saint Lawrence from toothache, Saint Lucy from pains in the eyes or defective vision, it has given us the angels as assured helpers in all our misfortunes. Let us here consider and admire the protection afforded by the angels to the Hebrew people. It was an angel who conducted them in the wilderness for the space of 40 years, by means of a cloud during the day, and a pillar of fire by night, and by the movement given to it by him. They were sheltered from the scorching rays of the sun, and preserved from the hands of Pharaoh and his Egyptians. I leave it to the piety of those who read these truths, to reflect at leisure on this admirable conduct. However slightly they are considered, it is impossible not to be convinced that the services rendered to man by the angels are incomparable, and that the name of the Lord should be magnified, who operates these wonders by the agency of the ministers of his celestial court.